Hello, people. I am back once again doing my review of WWE's Elimination Chamber 2011. I nearly called it No Way Out there because I think it still should be called No Way Out because it's just a better name for it. It suits the whole Elimination Chamber thing. First thing I'll say about this show is it was a really, a show I wasn't really that interested in, watching going into it. But not long after it started, I'm like, this show might actually be okay. The crowd was really hot for everything, and the actual wrestling was delivering. And basically, I'll just go through the matches and what I thought of them, and then give you a final rating. But if you're lazy, you can just look at the description box at the bottom. But I like to explain my ratings a little bit. We started off with Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston. Both guys I think are good works, and I really like. Alberto Del Rio obviously going to WrestleMania for the title, so I think he really needed a win. I mean, he's been getting enough wins as it is, but I mean, a win against Kofi Kingston will help him on his way. And he got a clean win, as like pretty much as clean as you can get. And it was a really good match. The crowd was really into it, really hot. Even for an opener, it was a really good crowd for this match. They were chanting for Alberto Del Rio, chanting for Kofi Kingston. I mean, it was just great to see a crowd that enthusiastic. But yeah, as I said, the wrestling delivered. Alberto Del Rio won with the armbar, and yeah, 3.5 stars for the match. Fun stuff. Good, solid wrestling. Next match was the first Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The participants being Edge, Rey Mysterio, Kane, Drew McIntyre, Wade Barrett, and a mystery person because Dolph Ziggler was gone, and T Long came out, and I'm like, oh, it better be worth it, it better be someone good. They announced the Big Show. I was like, whatever. I didn't care. And the match started with Rey Mysterio and Edge, and I thought that was good because they're the two best workers in the match. They worked quite well together in the match. Then we had, at some point everybody else had come in. I think everybody else was in the match. Oh no, Wade Barrett I think had been eliminated at that point. And I thought the way they eliminated Big Show was really good because it took like Edge, Rey Mysterio, Kane, and Drew McIntyre all ganging up on him to get him eliminated. I thought that was really good because it kept the aura of Big Show being unstoppable, I guess, and yet got him out of the match as soon as possible. Plus, it was quite entertaining seeing him, take all these finishes and all that kind of stuff. And the match itself, the big guys, I was a bit worried about Kane and the Big Show being in it, and Drew McIntyre because I just find him generally boring. Wade Barrett. There was only 2 guys I really thought could go in this match, so I was a bit worried about the quality, but the big guys were kept out of the way enough that they didn't really hinder it, and they came in and did their spots, which I thought actually helped. Drew McIntyre, he was kind of out of the way, so I can't, he didn't hurt the match. Wade Barrett was eliminated surprisingly early, I felt. And Edge and Rey Mysterio, when they were the last 2 left, they really went at it, and it was really quite good. And I'd give the match 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's like 2 thumbs up. And 5 stars would be 2.5 thumbs up, I think. Next match we had the Corre versus Santino Marella and Vladimir Koslov for the tag team titles. Sorry. This was definitely a wrestling match, and that's about as much as I can say about it. As it was just a pretty standard tag team match, 2 stars, whatever. Moving on. Next, we had a match I was really anticipating. Strangely enough, I'm sorry, I've got to fix my hair. It's ridiculous. Whatever. I shouldn't be doing that in a video. Next, we had The Miz versus Jerry Lawler for the WWE Championship, with the story being Lawler wants to win the title before he's too old that he can't win it. But the whole thing is he is too old now. He maybe should have done it like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but whatever. I was really looking forward to seeing this match. I was pretty certain The Miz was going to win, but I just wanted to see if Jerry the King Lawler could put on a better match with The Miz than Randy Orton. As a lot of you may know, I'm not a big fan of Randy Orton's match with The Miz at the last pay-per-view, I think it was. And I did find this match more entertaining. Yes, it was pretty similar to the Randy Orton Miz match where they basically punched each other for a while. But I felt the story, just because of Jerry the King Lawler's age, I guess, and the promos he'd been cutting, really helped put this match over in my mind. And then when the Miz won clean against Jerry Lawler, and Michael Cole started going off and saying, I was right, and laughing and all that, I thought, man, I can't wait till, I think they're leading to something between Jerry Lawler and The Miz at WrestleMania, and I can't wait to see it. And The Miz, I felt really needed a win because he hasn't been winning enough matches to really be seen as a credible champion. This kind of helps him out, but, it's Jerry Lawler and he's old. So, but yeah, 3 stars for that match. Next match we had was John Cena versus CM Punk versus John Morrison versus King Sheamus versus Randy Orton versus R-Truth in the Elimination Chamber match where the winner goes to WrestleMania to face the WWE Champion, in this case it being The Miz. This match, I felt it had a bit of an anticlimactic ending, but it had a better crowd than the past, or the last Elimination Chamber, and it had a much better middle part of it. Some of the highlights of it were CM Punk trying to come out of his pod, and it getting jammed, and Randy Orton beating the shit out of him, and then pulling him out and just hitting him with the RKO and eliminating him. Then the general manager IM'd or emailed or whatever, and said no, because of the malfunction, Punk gets to come back in the match. And then of course he went back in the pod, and he only came in last after that, so he came in after everyone else. And Punk was just a really standout wrestler in this match. When his pod finally did open, as soon as it opened, you had Randy Orton and John Cena fighting right out front of it, and he just shut it again, and the look on his face was just great. I mean, if there's anybody who knows how to do it, I shouldn't say facial because that's a bit dirty, but okay, facial, it's CM Punk. He just gets it. But everyone I thought was really good in this match. R-Truth is only in for a little bit, but I wasn't expecting much from him. Sheamus was more entertaining than usual, and at least he didn't come down to the ring in a cape. Randy Orton barely took any bumps, but whatever, it's Randy Orton. I don't expect much. But he still was more entertaining than he usually is. John Morrison, he did his spots. He did his thing. And I should say now that a recurring theme of this pay-per-view was people getting thrown through the pods, because a lot of people took bumps through the Elimination Chamber pods. So, yeah. And the finishing sequence of the match, you had John Morrison, Punk... Oh, you actually had John Morrison eliminate King Sheamus by taking a bump or diving off the top of the chamber onto Sheamus. Something that needs to be seen by all of you. And we had John Morrison, Punk, and John Cena, but John Morrison had an injured knee. And, yeah, basically, they did a bunch of really... John Morrison did some cool spots. Punk, eliminated John Morrison. Then Cena, as we expected, eliminated CM Punk. And the end was a bit anticlimactic. The whole thing is, I usually expect from matches like this a bit more of an interesting end, if not just like a very exciting one. This one went for the RKO, Punk grabbed the ropes, Cena RKO'd him over the top of the ropes, and then pinned him anyway. So, if you saw it, you'd know what I mean, because it just didn't seem like a real good finish. I'd much rather see Cena attitude adjust him in the center of the ring or something like that. They could have done better, but overall I thought it was an okay match. 4 stars once again. And for the show overall, I'll probably give it an 8.5. Even though there was nothing bad, I felt there was some stuff that, the tag match included, that could have been done a bit better. And it was only 5 matches. Oh, and I don't mean to put it down saying, it was only 5 matches, because it was still a very good show. Yeah, 5. If it had 6 matches of high quality, then it could have been maybe 0.25 better. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. 8.5 out of 10. Whatever. I'm just rambling. Bye.